Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Big changes just dropped, and we're diving deep into all the new fixes, optimizations, and upcoming tweaks that are about to refine the overall experience. This update touches everything from weapons to settings to Battle Royale, and it's clear the developers are working hard to fix long-standing annoyances while laying the groundwork for smoother gameplay moving forward. Let's start with something that's been causing confusion. The Energy Recharge RX93 item had incorrect in-game text. That's now fixed, bringing clarity back to its function and no more second-guessing what you're actually equipping. If you've been using the XM4 with Red Dot Sight, you may have noticed an issue when firing and aiming without aim assist. It displayed incorrectly. That glitch is now fully resolved, giving players a more reliable and accurate sight experience across the board. The mythic Odin Ranger Grip attachment was acting out too, especially when firing. It would shake far too much and not in a realistic way. That's now been addressed, and it should feel much tighter when used in combat. On the visual side, the AK-47 ICB rifle has received a firing effect optimization. It's a subtle but important detail that elevates the weapon's feedback and makes it feel even more responsive. Scorestreak users will be glad to hear that some skins were ignoring resurrection protection, making things unfair in certain modes. That issue is now gone, restoring balance to those intense killstreak moments. And for players who run with the MG82, this is where things get really interesting. When affected by a gas grenade, the first-person animation would bug out and behave abnormally. That has now been completely fixed, along with an additional fix to the reload animation when certain magazine attachments were equipped. A subtle but crucial fix has also been made to the auto lean feature in settings. The description was misleading, but it's now clarified. It only applies to the MG82 and only with the new animation system. Clean, clear, and no more confusion. One of the more game-impacting changes arrives in Battle Royale. There was a critical bug where the final zone wouldn't trigger match completion properly. That's now resolved. And while we're in BR, snowboard players might have been stuck with incorrect key bindings. That's also been fixed to make movement feel smooth again. Let's talk sensors. Heartbeat sensor skins had no detection time limit, and the sensor itself was ignoring that timer completely. Both of these issues are now gone. They've also fixed the Reactor Core skins that weren't functioning as intended mid-game. That's huge for those who rely on tactical gear. Now here's a quality of life upgrade that a lot of players have been waiting on. The maximum number of friends you can have will increase from 100 to 300. This change is coming soon, and it's going to open up community building like never before. Moving on to the wide area Reactor Core chip, the damage radius didn't expand properly. That's fixed, and now it's working as originally intended. Players who use the Annihilator will notice that the crosshair size has been increased when paired with the Precision Annihilator chip, a welcome boost for those clutch moments where accuracy counts. For snipers using the heavy Ballista EM3 chip, both detection and attack range are being increased, making it more effective at long range. For run and gunners, the Equalizer combined with Overdrive Equalizer chip will now benefit from increased movement speed. If you're someone who pushes fast and hard, that change is going to feel amazing. Bull Charge, when used with the efficient Bull Charge chip, now consumes less energy and no longer reduces duration, giving players more use out of every charge. In one of the more dramatic changes, the Dual Gravity Spikes chip has been modified and upgraded to a Triple Gravity Spike chip. That's right, you now get 3 charges instead of 2. That could completely reshape the pacing of engagements, especially in objective-based modes. Now let's shift to what's coming soon. The C4 bomb is getting a rework. They're adjusting the throwing distance slightly to make the arc feel more natural and responsive. But more importantly, they're reducing the self-damage. Maximum damage drops from 120 to 110, and minimum damage goes from 60 down to 30. This is a delicate balancing move aimed at reducing accidental suicide damage without eliminating the threat C4 poses when used aggressively. Just a reminder, if you're very close to the blast center, you'll still take maximum damage. If you're on the outer edge, you'll only receive minimum damage. It's all about positioning and timing, and this tweak ensures that better players are rewarded for smart plays while reducing frustrating self-kills. This update might not look massive on the surface, but when you dive into it, you see a clear theme: refinement. The dev team is going back over systems, fixing animation bugs, visual inconsistencies, and UI confusion. They're optimizing performance, clarifying descriptions, and ensuring tactical gear behaves the way it's supposed to. These are the kinds of changes that build trust and improve the long-term health of the game. As always, if you've noticed anything else that still feels broken or off, be sure to report it through the official feedback channels. The more detailed your report, the better the fix. That's it for today's breakdown. If you found this useful, make sure to stay tuned because more updates are just around the corner. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the battlefield.